Thank you for joining. My name is Michael LeBeau. I'm a Senior Solutions Consultant for Quest Software. Today we'll be going over the Enterprise Reporter Report Manager. This is a freely distributable console available to users who are members of the Reporter Reporting Admins or Reporter Reporting Operators group, two groups which were created in Active Directory when the solution was installed. The reporting console is used for ad hoc, scheduled, or custom reporting. It consists of a report library where over 400 reports are available for the users to use. These are broken up in groups that are context sensitive, such as Active Directory, Computer, Microsoft 365, NTFS, and other subcategories. Each of these are designed to be able to report on very specific areas. Things to look out for, such as permissions. Anytime you're dealing with permissions, there are three different reports. There's the Active Directory permissions type report, the Active Directory permissions for an account where you're searching for the permissions for a particular account. And then there's the permissions for an account with membership. This will come in the ways of with membership or with members. Anytime you see that, you'll be able to expand out the groups within Active Directory. And when we're looking at the reports are designed to prompt you for certain information. The prompts are indicated by the red orbs that you will see, stating that there is information that is required to be able to run the report. The green orb indicates that this is an optional setting, that if you want to provide filters for your reports, you would provide the filters here. Let's use this and run a simple report. In this case, we'll be looking for the permissions of an account in Active Directory. This account will be an all permissive account, such as a domain admin. Take, for instance, I will click on the magnifying glass and I will use a partial name match for my own account. This will allow me to select that account quickly, populate that, and then it'll ask for the domain. Again, clicking on the magnifying glass, we can select our domain. You can hit the add button or just double click for the same effect. Now that we have both of these orbs green, anything we want to do after this is going to be an option, or we can select specific OUs and select specific object types, which in this report is highly advisable to do because we're looking at Active Directory permissions. For the object types, again, click on the magnifying glass twice and you'll be able to select the object classes that you're looking for. In this case, we'll select the computer in the group, navigate down and select the organizational unit and the user class objects. Once we select all those four objects, you'll see those populated within the criteria. And then because we're using the with membership or with members type report, at the very bottom, you'll notice a selection criteria on how to handle the group members. In this, you have 5 options, either to not expand the nested group members or to expand them inline, including or excluding the domain users group. In this report, I'll choose to expand inline, excluding the domain users group, which is effectively all users. Once all the criteria has been completed, you can select to run the report, which will render an elegant report, or you can export directly to a CSV, which would allow you to pick up the information and quickly parse it with PowerShell or any other tool. For this run, we'll run the report as an elegant produced report. These reports are designed with the title, all the criteria that has been set, and then based on how you've selected that report, it will show you the user, whether it's going to be explicit or implicit for my account. In this case, I'm a member of the administrators group, the domain admins group, so I am a member of this group. So this will show you the group, all the permissions, how it's applied, and whether it's inherited or not at this level. And then it will continue to expose all the members in the administrative group. This report is building in the back end. You'll notice that there's already 2,000 pages plus going, and we can already peruse the report as it is now. This is a large report, and it takes a while to complete that report. However, as we go through, there are a number of reports for Active Directory, including things such as the health check, where you're looking for malformed objects. There's reports on computers, groups, and users in this arena. We can also scroll down and see reports for migration assessment, where if you have two domains, you can find duplicate objects in those domains. Accounts with bad passwords are also exposed. And then we have a number of reports for users who have never logged on or have not logged on in the last 30 days. You also have reports on AD modernization. This is a new add to Enterprise Reporter 3.5.2. These reports are designed to allow the operators to find not only configuration but security issues within Active Directory, such as a user's golden ticket, password hasn't been changed in X number of days, or you're looking for built-in accounts that have privileges that might have SID history associated with them. Those reports are inclusive in here. We also have reports on computers, Exchange, whether it's O365 or on-prem, as well as reports on Teams, OneDrive, and SharePoint. NTFS is very popular with this solution, where we have reports on not only the files and the folders, but the permissions that you may find on the files and the folders. All of these can be had with a single instance of Enterprise Reporter. Now, when it comes to the reports, the Enterprise Reporter allows you to customize these reports, and in doing so, it also allows you to schedule the reports to be run at a later time. Anytime you want to schedule a report, that report will need to be copied from the library and then added to the My Reports repository. The My Reports repository allows you to build custom categorizations where you can drop your reports, modify them. I have a custom reports section, and I also have a large library of reports that are pre-populated and ready to go, because these reports are ones I schedule and I'll run on a regular basis. Let's take a look at one of the reports. We have a built-in report. This is users not logged on in the past 30 days. It's a very simple report. All we're going to do is select the domain and run this report. However, we may look at this report and say that this report needs to have additional information, such as the last logon for the user and whether or not that user account has been disabled or not. When we look at these reports, we also see that we can edit these reports. To edit this report, all you have to do is copy it to the My Reports library at the very top of the navigation tree, and then you'll be able to edit that report. Clicking on the edit button allows you to change the title, to select the fields that you want in the report. All of the fields that you see here are based on a report type defined above. And then, of course, any field that you may want to add to this, you can go ahead and add. Take, for instance, the is disabled. We want to know, is this account disabled? So we'll go ahead and add it to the report. It will warn you that the report layout does need to be modified as well. You can also change the report parameters. If you're looking at this report, what you see in the report itself is considered a parameter, and that's reflected here. If you look at this report, you'll see that this parameter is in fact hidden, and this can be modified very easily to change the report type from hidden to either optional or required. We'll do that in another report. We can also look at the query itself if we do want to see what's going on in SQL. That's available. And then you have the layout. Anytime you're changing the parameters or you want to add a field to a report, the layout has to be modified to be able to expose that data. In order to open the layout, click the Show Preview and then click the Edit button. This will open up the editor for that report. Here, you can extend it out very easily and then zoom in on that report. Any fields that you may want to add will be listed here, and you can add those to the report. All the report layout can be modified, such as changing the fields or moving fields within this report. It's simple drag and drop type process. However, this report to do this live is not worthy of your time. I have gone in and modified this report and made it accessible to what you're looking for. And you'll notice that I have the parameter for a logon set to 30 days. It could easily be set to 90. And then when this report is in fact run, not only will you see the fields for the last logon, but you'll see if it's disabled or not. A few accounts listed in here. We can see that we have accounts that are disabled, and we also have an account that's last logon was at 5/2/2024, well over a year ago. So these reports are highly flexible and easy to customize depending on your needs. And once you customize these reports, you may want to schedule the reports. The scheduling within Enterprise Reporter is done in a unique way. This allows us to go in and build out a schedule. In other words, you can have as many schedules as you want. This one's set for Friday morning. It's run weekly on Friday at 6 a.m. And the reports that this schedule will be running will be delivered to a shared location. Alternatively, I can have them delivered to an email if I have someone that requires reports on a regular basis. Once the schedule has been built, then all you have to do is select the report that you want to add to the schedule. In this case, all of the custom reports that you have under My Reports are available for scheduling. You will note that none of the reports that are in the library itself can be scheduled. They do have to be copied to the My Reports repository. Once you've added that report to the schedule, all of the reports associated with the schedule will be exposed. And of course, when that schedule executes, all the reports underneath that schedule will be run at the same time. Report scheduling is very easy to do. It's very handy for having reports delivered on a regular basis without any user interaction. And that is our brief rundown of the Enterprise Reporter Manager.